Hey! How are you, folks? It's Thursday, which is really Friday for us. Welcome to the show. Thursday equals a Friday here because we do Monday through a Thursday. But don't think I rest on my laurels. I have another job to do, you know that. That's right, I'm a professor at DeVry, teaching air conditioning and some type of evac shit. Anyways, good to be with you, I think. 833-599-NICK. You go, well, what is NICK? I hate that when people... 833-599-6425. 6425 spells Nick. 833-599-6425 is the phone number. Good to be with you. Real quick, dates. I got a bunch. I talked to my agent today. And one of my favorite people in the business, by the way. Seriously. And he brought me a bunch of stuff for the fall. So it's not all confirmed. You have to have signed contracts and whatnot. But a bunch of stuff is coming as far as dates. But for now, I have Tuesday, August 14th at the Comedy Cellar. Somebody left the R office because that's how I say it. The Comedy Cellar next Tuesday night and Wednesday night. That's on McDougal Street, the Comedy Cellar. Thursday, the brand new date today, August 23rd, Governors in Levittown, Long Island. Excuse me. Fucking cigarettes. Heartburn from coffee and who knows. Thursday, August 23rd, Governors, 8:30 show, one show, Levittown, Long Island. One of my favorite haunts. Some of my favorite people run it. Big James. Saturday, September 1st, the Fat Black Pussycat. Saturday, September 8th, the Fat Black Pussycat. Friday, September 14th, and Saturday, September 15th, Arlington Draft House, Arlington, Virginia. Friday, September 21, Orpheum Theater, Flagstaff, Arizona. Saturday, September 29th, the Fat Black Pussycat. Go to nickdip.com for all the ticket information. And this one is not up yet because it's too far ahead. I'm going to be at the Tarrytown Music Hall, my favorite venue in the nation. This is why I love my new agent. On New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve with Nick at the Tarrytown Music Hall. A beautiful old venue. Sweet. 20 minutes from my house. I'll be home by 11 with cash in my pocket. The way I meant it to be, motherfuckers. And I actually have a date for 2019. We're holding January 19th for the Ridgefield Playhouse. Those two, Tarrytown and Ridgefield, are neck and neck for my favorite. They're beautiful old theaters. Sweet acoustics. Just well-behaved people. No cheese sticks and fucking chicken wings and people fighting over that. Just people paying real money for real comedy. And I can't wait. But mark that one down, the new one today. Governors, August 23rd. That's one of the clubs that brings the best out of me because I've been there so many times and I cut loose. And it's hard to offend people in Levittown. I don't know why that is, but Anthony Cumia country, maybe. Between me and Anthony, we've broken them in beautifully. Yeah, so that's it for dates. nickdip.com. Hey, a big shout out to Kyle Jenkins. Who's Kyle Jenkins? He's the latest to sign up at the Michael level, which is the $30 a month package. He gets free hat, a t-shirt, 20% off merchandise, and gets his name mentioned here on the show. Which, by the way, we had more people, 5 or 6 more after the show last night sign up. The day before, same thing. I couldn't be happier. Spread the word to anybody who fucking hates Rachel Maddow or Hillary Clinton or Joe Scarborough or any of those douchebags. Kyle Jenkins, thank you so much for going to the Michael Corleone package. That's a fan, I'll tell you. You're all fans, but some of us have serious... Oh, there he is mentioned again. We get him in here twice. What are you going to do? I was at the Village Underground last night, which is, again, another Comedy Cellar room. But becoming my favorite one, actually. It's around the corner. It's downstairs. It's a bigger venue than the actual Comedy Cellar. I need that. The Comedy Cellar is very intimate. It's where I develop my art, but I need some space between me and the fifth row, if you know what I'm saying. Because they can see the hate in my eyes. And but last night, I started off, and the guy before me did a bunch of anti-Trump shit at the end. So I can't help myself. I went on and just fucking ripped him a new asshole. And they loved it. If you do it with conviction, and I know not one person, maybe 3 people in there probably agree with me politically, but they couldn't help but laugh at my fucking rage. And I didn't pussyfoot around. And anytime anything laid flat, I go, what a faggy fucking room this has turned into with your PC horseshit. And they know. They know I'm right. They start laughing even harder. But and then I bring up again, just to piss him off, I bring up Anthony Bourdain. For some reason, he is a god amongst the millennials. They must have good. They got a good Japanese beetle fucking casserole recipe from this jerk off, and they owe them his, their lives. But I wouldn't. I was having none of it last night. The guy before me, Regal, who I love, I've known Greg for a long time, but he just fucking set me off, and I went up there and trashed everybody from the black keyboard player. In good fun, by the way. But he was even fucking cracking up and just, went on a fucking rampage for about 15 minutes. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm tired. I'm not going to sit down and try to write bits anymore. I'm just showing up and being funny off the cuff. It's the purest form of stand-up there is. And that's what I'm going to do. I don't have the urge to sit down and write. I build up enough rage in the day. By the time I get on stage at the end of the night, I want to rip somebody's tits off. And it works much better for me that way. Twinks, how you doing? I didn't check in with you.
Doing well. How are you?
All right. Ryan, you're going on vacation.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
He's on the phone.
Yeah.
Somebody's ordering a mint chess set. And
Ryan's selling it very well.
Listen, you'll get one piece a month. By the way, we have a box of catheters. Have you tried the sample catheters? The eye polish catheter? Anyways, let's get into it. Hey, a Florida radio guy. Somebody hit me up on Twitter, this guy, E-Rock, who works for Jim and Sam, Jimmy Norton Show and Sam Roberts, the radio show in the morning here in New York. It's Sirius, where I was canned. E-Rock hit me up because a friend of his, who's a radio personality down in Florida, got smacked across the face by a woman after his show or at a bar. I don't know the exact. It doesn't matter. Again, the bigger point is that women think they can actually get physical now, thanks to the fucking women's movement and the women's marches and the Rachel Maddows of the world and the Caitlyn Jenners and whatever. They think they act. That was the only barrier that they would not step over, the feminists, no matter how radical they got. They knew physically they could get their heads handed to them. Now they actually believe that they're a physical, at least when you're not looking. But this guy, E-Rock, let me know. Drew, I want to say Garabo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But he's a Florida radio guy. And Florida's big on radio down there. Mike Calta, my buddies down there and shit. But we have video of this woman approaching him in the bar. It's black and white. It's grainy. It's like Kennedy getting killed. But there he is with his legs crossed, sitting at the bar. And here's some twat zone. Okay? You see that? And then she gets back in his face and then runs. Now, people are bringing it up to me. That was a slap across the face while he was looking at her eye to eye. That's a far cry from me getting sucker punched, not even know there was a person standing to my left while I'm talking to her dad with a closed fist, I might add. But either fucking way. Is this the new thing now? So I heard he was online going, I don't know what I should do. He says, no matter the decision I make, I'm going to disappoint some of my fans. What does that mean? If you go after her legally, some of your fans are going to be disappointed in you? I think that's what he meant. That's crazy. You don't have to take that. And again, it was a slap across the face. This was third-degree assault on me. The laws are probably different in Florida. You can behead somebody and you get 8 minutes in the penalty box, but it's kind of a wild state. But I'd say go after her. Because if you did that to her, we know damn well you'd be in the clink right now. So, but who do you fucking broads are losing your minds. And it reminds me when I was at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City a few years ago. I'm on stage and a fight breaks out. Had nothing to do with me. Apparently one table was being too loud and another table said we can't hear him. And next thing you know, I hear crash, bang, boom. tables are flipping over, 2 tables squaring off, and there's a woman in the middle with her dukes up like this, and she starts throwing haymakers. So the doorman from Gotham steps in. She tries to punch him. He drops her like a used rubber. I belly laughed for 5 minutes because he punched her like he was punching George Foreman at the prime of his career. She thought she was going to square off with the doorman, and boy, did she have it coming. And again, if you want true gender equality, that's what it is. That's what it is. If you want to square off with a guy and whatever. But this, so I say to my friend Drew, you did the right thing. You should have, you could have. First of all, she turns her back and walks away, which you never do after you hit somebody. I don't care if it's your sister in a fucking dodgeball game. He could have went up behind and got her in a nice chokehold. And, like a New York cop grabbing somebody selling loose cigarettes. But she cracked her right across the face.
What's the idea? Get upstairs.
Get upstairs. So I'm saying, Mr. Garabo, Drew, pursue it legally. And if some of your fans are bothered by that, then get rid of them. They're fucking not real fans. And of course, if you sucker punch her in the back of the head as she's walking away, you'd lose. Can't win either way because you're a male. You got a cock. She's got a clit. It's an uneven fight. Yet they say it is an even fight. I'm so confused. But I say pursue it in the courtroom. And I'm not a litigious guy. But I'll be honest with you, next person that tries that shit with me, fuck the courtroom. Because I'm getting all this advice now. I'm getting all this Monday morning quarterback. Bonnie McFarlane, very funny comic, Rich Voss's wife. She's a real feminist. So I saw her last night, and she looks at me, so what happened with that woman that hit you? She was almost, you could tell she was getting orgasmic at the idea of a girl punching me in the face. I could see it. I know Bonnie. She's a real feminist. And I'm like, well, what do you want to fucking know? I got sucker punched, and whatever. Bonnie's funny as hell, though. But I could see the glee in her eyes. And let me tell you, when that happened to me, a lot of people I didn't hear from a lot of people who I thought I'd hear from. Because, again, they're in show business, and they think if they come to my defense on social media, they'll be an outcast. That's the country we're living in. Only heard from a couple people. I'm not going to say who they are. One of them was Larry the Cable Guy. And true, actually. And I'm just saying, Mr. Garabo, sorry. Go get her. Get yourself a nice globalist lawyer. I'm saying that kiddingly because the left has said that people with my politics, when we say globalist, it really means Jew. I don't know how they came up with that one, but they can kiss my dirty grits. Anyways. Go get him, Drew. Or her, or whatever the fuck. Hey, you want to see this clip? This clip cracked me up. A 16-year-old girl, she's lucky to be alive after getting pushed off a 3-story bridge at a park in Washington State. She's atop a bridge in Molten Falls Regional Park in Yakult, north of Portland. The bikini-clad Holdresen, that's her last name, apparently was having second thoughts and mumbled, "No, I won't go." And that's when an unidentified woman, I think it was either Hillary or Nancy Pelosi, suddenly shoves the teen forward, forcing her to plummet into the water. For more than 3 goddamn stories, let's take a look at the action, shall we? Oh, my God.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent, like me?
Are you fucking kidding me? That broad should be in jail. That was 60 feet. I have a little personal anecdote about this, too, by the way, because I jumped off one in Rockport Quarries in Massachusetts, 76 feet in high school. And I understand her reluctance But do you understand if you land wrong, which this girl did because of that douchebag? She broke 5 ribs, bruised her esophagus. That means she almost broke her neck. She had air trapped in the lining of her lungs and other injuries. So again, not to sound like a litigious type, but sue that bitch too, or beat her up if she's a friend of yours. But that's now I'm gonna sound misogynist and sexist. But this is where women spatially, you know what I mean by they can't judge distance. And ask any woman how far a car travels at 55 miles an hour. How far in 1 second? They'll have no fucking clue. That's why you see them looking at their phone, balancing a large latte, doing 106. No clue that it would take 3 miles for their SUV to stop. But I mean, this girl could have been killed. Did somebody raise my mic? Or am I shrinking as the season goes on?
I think that was your wife who did that.
Did she raise it? No, I don't know. I keep putting it down. Doesn't matter. It's blocking my beautiful chin that I once had. Anyways, you push somebody from 60 feet. I told you, the Rockport Quarries in high school. Naturally, nice Saturday afternoon, a couple beers in us. We go up there. I'm standing on a ledge that's wider than this desk. About another one of the, not even another, about a desk and a half wide. But it hangs out over the water. So it feels when you're standing on it, when you're that high up on something, you could be standing on something 20 feet wide. It feels like 20 inches. And my friends kept coming near me, and I'm like, get away from me. I went up there with like 8 friends. 4 of them saw how high it was and immediately said, we're not doing it. They went around to the other side of the quarry. And me and my buddy Mikey Sy and another guy, Johnny Burke, are standing on the ledge. And they're yelling, pussies, jump. I stood there for almost an hour before I got the balls up. That's how fucking scary it was. My buddy Mike Szynski, Pollock, Mike Sy, fullback, hell of an athlete. Pollock, love him. He jumps first. He goes in like a lawn dart. Hands by side. I mean, like a dart. And again, we were up there almost an hour getting the balls to do it. As our friends called us pussies across the way as they're smoking weed and drinking it. And then I go. I'm doing this all the way down because I don't want to land like that broad did. I'm like this. Now, mind you, I have 2 shoulders that pop out of the sockets if you look at them wrong at this point. I went in like this. This one came out. Shoulder came out. Mikey Sy, it went right back in, thank Christ. And that's when I had that shoulder done. I went to the doctors and he goes, are you fucking nuts? Because he knew I had 2 bad shoulders. He goes, they both could have come out. You would have right to the bottom. But the point being is, I can't believe this woman would push that girl. Maybe maybe this girl fucked her boyfriend a couple of years ago. We don't know the backstory. But you could have killed your friend if she was your friend. And she should also be pursued. That is insane. Busted 5 ribs, and she's lucky. You know, when you hit water at that speed, it's like hitting cement. And I didn't even have any breasts to protect me. You know what I'm saying, Jace?
No, not entirely.
Yes, you do. Anyways, I hope that girl's all right. Goddamn cigarettes. That's just crazy. We got a lot of footage today that make your skin crawl. But before we get to it, Alex Jones claims 5.6 million people have subscribed to his free Infowars newsletter and podcast over the last 48 hours. That's since being blacklisted by the big tech companies. Good for you, Alex. And again, I'll say it again. Somebody was giving me shit on Twitter. He profits on conspiracy. And the guy pointed out the shooting in Connecticut, the school shooting, which I said on the show, that's where he lost me a little bit. That's one of the ones I go, this guy is a fucking... But you know what? He has a lot of other stuff that's made me think twice. And I like anybody who has a healthy, skeptical view of government. Okay? So this backlash has backfired. Am I dreaming? I'm telling you. I'm trying to see my necktie. Put it on for you people. All right, back to the show. I put on a tie twice in my life. This is the second time. But him getting blacklisted by YouTube, Facebook, Apple, LinkedIn, Spotify, Stitcher, all the other left-wing jerk-offs. Even MailChimp, the service, emailing service, MailChimp blacklisted him. Apparently it backfired on them. These 48 hours have been crucial for Jones as the big tech monopolies and left-wing news outlets like CNN and BuzzFeed have joined forces to blacklist/erase Infowars from the public square. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Jones said Wednesday, the good news is Infowars had the highest traffic it's ever had. 5.6 million new subscribers in the past 48 hours, and so has my radio show. Jones added, deplatforming doesn't do anything. We already have the subscribers. It doesn't do very much. On YouTube, Jones reportedly had 2.2 million subscribers. Jones claims these new subscribers more than make up for the loss of that platform. So, if you're for free speech, folks, I don't care how you feel about Alex Jones and his theories or whatnot. That's not the fucking point. I don't agree with a lot of them. Like I said, he sounds fucking nut. But some of them make a lot of sense. It doesn't matter. One man's conspiracy theory is somebody else's truth. And vice versa, and bing, bing, ding, bing, bang. Okay? As crazy as it sounds to you, somebody else is going, that makes a lot of goddamn sense. So these big tech companies, which are working hand in hand with the government, are going to pork us in the ass till we can't say anything unless they agree with it. I was actually a guest, I told you, on Infowars. Roger Stone interviewed me. Political confidant of Donald Trump, a real eccentric guy. Fucking love him. And he hosted. He filled in for Alex, and he had me on because he loved my Sirius radio show. I'll put that on my goddamn resume. Government's still hounding him like he had something to do with the Assange leaking stuff through Wiki and whatever. All that other horseshit that is all a big witch hunt, which it is. Jones believes the onslaught of media/online censorship against him has backfired in his favor. Even if I was ever defeated from other places around the world, victory is going to come. This fight for human liberty is unstoppable. People understand what's happening, and we're going to go on to the end, whatever the cost is. We're going to never surrender.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
If you don't like that movie, you're dead inside, or you voted for Nancy Pelosi. Same fucking thing. I keep bringing up Pelosi like she ran for president. I don't know why. What's that? Good. Come on!
No, I was just making fun of her fucking
I know, but when you do a visual to me, they can't fucking hear it or see it there, Mama Luke. Put yourself on camera. Make yourself famous. You're a cute kid, Brian.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
There you go. There's a couple of Jerry Sandusky's latest victims. They're sitting there right now, bleeding from the ass, going, he offered me some chocolates. Ryan, you're going on vacation, right?
Yeah, I'm going
This
to
is your last
Florida.
day for a while.
Yeah, for like 2 weeks I'm going to Florida.
Oh, good. I'm bringing up a story about Florida. Maybe
Nice.
you'll be anally raped behind a dumpster.
If it gets on the show, then I'll be happy.
There's the spirit I like.
Anything for you, Nick.
Jason, can you handle it when he's gone?
I don't know.
That's what I like to hear.
Confidence in your...
This will be me yelling at Jason when he's by himself right before the show starts on Monday.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
833-599-6425. 833-599-6425. Anyways, listen to some of the douchebag. Jones also claims, and not without merit, that he is merely a test case that the media outlets like CNN, which should be fucking dismantled immediately, will continue to scheme with tech companies to silence and oppress Trump supporters. Referring to United States Senator Chris Murphy, let me tell you, Connecticut leads the fucking nation in fucking retarded left-wing politicians. Who's the jerk off to pretend that he was in Vietnam? I think he's governor now. And Chris Murphy, who called for entire websites to be shut down. Real American, huh? Real First Amendment. Websites should be shut down in the wake of the Infowars blacklist, Jones said. Democrats are trying to demonize free speech, set the precedent to try to restrict free speech, and so it's a very villainous overall program. They've got mainline Democrat senators, and this is true, by the way, saying they ought to try to restrict Fox News, Tucker Carlson, Matt Drudge, and the president himself. Okay? Those are senators talking like that. From what party? What else? The fucking Nazi party, the fascist left wing, go see Death of a Nation. And again, I'm not fucking like a huge, I'm for freedom of speech. I was on Infowars once, and I have seen it maybe 6 times in my fucking life. And I fucking like it. I like that he's out there on the street mixing it up with some of these douchebags. On more than one occasion, the anti-Trump cable channel CNN has tried to have President Trump banned from Twitter. Of course, because it's the most effective way that the president speaks to us directly. Something CNN repeatedly complains about. Can you imagine? What more do you need to know? And some of you assholes are still watching CNN. There's about 90 is left. I've seen the numbers. This show is fucking out. I think our numbers are better than CNN. But personally, I call Alex Jones a patriot, even though I think he's fucking crazy on some of his shit. As of now, no tech company is explaining why they're blacklisting Jones. Well, why do they have to explain? They're the powers that be. While Jones has spread his share of wild conspiracy theories, so has CNN's Brian Stelter, and so has much of the rest of the media regarding Trump's non-existent collusion with Russia, which is a great point. Talk about a conspiracy theory. Okay, we're going on 2 years now. There's not a shred of evidence. How come you're not trying to shut down CNN's app? Probably not worth the fucking effort. I'll ask you again. Dean Abadiah, my friend, who had a radio show at Sirius, I used to walk by as I was going into my studio. Where's the fucking collusion? Maybe I put the seat. I didn't touch my seat level. Do I look different?
Maybe she touched the sheet. Maybe she touched the seat level.
Do I look? I'm probably imagining all this. I'm psychotic. You know that, guys.
Yeah, but we love you.
No, but I don't give a fuck. You love me or not. Does it look the same, or is the mic blocking my chin?
No, it looks the same. Sometimes the mic blocks your whole mouth, so it's actually better today, I think.
Actually, then it's me. It's not, I can't blame anybody.
I have a fun fact for you, Nick.
Go ahead.
Today is the 1-month anniversary of our show.
What's the date today? August
9th.
Is today the 9th already?
Yeah.
30 days. This is what's tiring. I'm happy about that, yet it's like, Jesus Christ, I was just about to celebrate 1 year on Sirius. And about 2 weeks before, they give me the fucking heave-ho. Do you understand? I've been doing this shit since 1988. Every time tough crowd, get all excited, gets booted off the air after 3 seasons. It's just start over, do it again. But that's life, isn't it? Like, well, it's not if you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. 1 month. I feel like I've been doing this for 18 months. I mean, I'm having a good time. I'm going to call the Honeywell company that made this air conditioner and find out where they live and send a couple of Antifa guys to fuck their puppies right in the ass. Our Father who art in heaven. Tell Thomas he has to pick a subject. I see Aaron Rodgers, Bruce Ohr, and Trump. Tell him to pick one. Matter of fact, pick something I'm talking about before I'm going to put him on the air. I'll get to Bruce Ohr in a few. Matter of fact, I'm coming up on Bruce Ohr, so maybe he could stay right there. Listen to this, guys, folks. As of right now, Infowars is the #1 trending app per Google and the #3 news app available on Apple. So it backfired right in your face, didn't it? My giant tech company, elitist fucking midgets. Ryan, where you going on vacation?
Florida.
What part of Florida? I'm sorry.
I have no idea. Wherever my grandmother lives.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
I think it's closer to Miami. I can see Miami. It's by the bay.
That's right. Your grandmother's a big cocaine drug kingpin down in that area, isn't she? The Black Widow?
Yeah, that's how we get these free tickets, yeah. The Black Widow.
He's going to his grandmother's place in Florida for vacation.
Yeah, to pick up a kilo, man.
And then I'm going to stay at my Aunt Helen's house in Montana. That ought to be a fucking hoot. She has 3 goats and a chicken.
I'm going to Universal Studios, Disney World.
Ooh, Universal. That's a good place to meet young boys. All right.
I'm not confirming or denying.
Yeah, you should deny that, please. We'll all get in trouble. Anyways, let me get to this, and maybe Thomas can chime in. Department of Justice official Bruce Ohr, that's O-H-R, not like O-R-R, the greatest hockey player to ever put on skates. Bruce Ohr communicated with Trump dossier author Steele after FBI cut ties. See, the FBI was working with the fucking Steele, cut him loose, yet he continued to yap with Bruce Ohr, who continued work at the Department of Justice. That should get your panties in a bunch. I don't give a shit who you are.
The FBI guys, they promised me a deal. So I made up a lot of stuff.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
Yeah, Ohr continued to maintain extensive contact with Mr. Steele, according to newly reported emails. The emails first reported by The Hill reveal Steele even continued to send information to Ohr after the election. The FBI suspended and then terminated Steele as a source in early November 2016. Well, that's when the election was. Well, it was like a few days before. For what the Bureau defined, okay, this is what the FBI said he was guilty of. The most serious of violations and, in quotes, unauthorized disclosure to the media of his relationship with the FBI. The FBI reportedly told Steele at the time he could no longer operate to obtain any intelligence whatsoever on behalf of the fucking FBI. Yet he continued to talk to this jerk-off Ohr. Do you need any more evidence that this is a witch hunt, you motherless tit wonders? Yet the emails show Ohr, a former associate deputy attorney general, and Steele communicated extensively from 2002 all the way to 2017. One text message from Steele to Ohr on January 31st, 2017, I remember it because that's my birthday, January 31st, reportedly said, B, doubtless a sad and crazy day for your, regarding SY. That's when Sally Yates got canned. The text an apparent reference to President Trump's firing of acting Attorney General Sally Yates. The text continued. Just want to check. Again, this is Steele and Ohr. Just want to check you're okay, still in this situation and able to help locally as discussed, along with your bureau colleagues. This is fucking Christopher Steele talking to Ohr. Ohr reportedly replied, I'm still here and able to help as discussed. I'll let you know if that changes. This is very damaging shit, whether you believe it or not. Steele reportedly said, if you end up out, though, I really need another contact point / number who is briefed. We can't allow our guy to be forced to go back home. It would be disastrous. It's unclear who he was talking about at that point. The Hill reported that FBI officials admitted they continued to receive information from Steele through Ohr. The FBI declined to comment when asked by Fox News whether the Bureau relied on Steele's intelligence after their working relationship was terminated. Of course they did. Steele also sent one email to Ohr on July 1st, 2016, obtained by The Hill, making an apparent reference to Trump. Listen to this, if you don't believe this was all set up. I am seeing in London next week, the guy's name's redacted, to discuss ongoing business. But there is something separate I wanted to discuss with you informally and separately. This is a few months before the election, mind you, Steele wrote. It concerns our favorite business tycoon. Who do you think they were talking about? Fucking Tony Robbins? Tony Horton? I mean, come on! I can't wait till this whole thing blows up. I was going to pull a clip of Giuliani talking about how it's going to blow up in Mueller's face and everybody else's. It's fucking disgusting what they tried to do. Sorry if I sound pro-Trump, but I'm really pro-truth. Ohr and Steele reportedly had a call on the morning of July 7th, 2016. Steele authored, and remember the dossier? He put together the dossier on behalf of Fusion GPS, which was hired to conduct opposition research funded by the DNC and the thick-ankle dog-faced whore from Chappaqua herself through the law firm Perkins Coie. Last year, Fox News confirmed that Ohr's wife, Nellie, Nellie Ohr, worked for Fusion GPS in 2016 during the election. According to court documents obtained by Fox last year, Fusion GPS hired Mrs. Ohr to help investigate Trump. The dossier formed the essential part of the Pfizer surveillance. Remember they got the fucking thing? So they could sneak around and snoop on Carter Page? Okay, this is going to come down like a house of cards if the Republicans could ever get their shit together. It's going to blow up in their face. So the whole point is, after they cut ties with Steele, the FBI, they were still talking to him through Mr. fucking Ohr. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. I'm talking to you guys. No. The fucking temperature's going up in here. Ryan, you all right? I think you got the attention span of a crack baby. You get bored at about 20 minutes into the show every time. You know, I can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Florida and your grandmother. Those fucking delicious grits she's going to make.
Ah, man, she cooks the best shit. My grandmother cooks so well.
Does she? What's her last name?
Not giving my grandmother's last name on the internet.
Nobody's trying to fuck an 80-year-old woman in Florida.
Markham.
Markham?
Yeah, from Kentucky.
Oh, she can cook.
Yeah.
I love
Southern
deep-fried
food's great.
squirrel and deep-fried cousin's asshole.
I've had great Kentucky moonshine.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've got a couple, people who make moonshine. Family.
Well, it's Kentucky.
It's great. You don't taste any alcohol, and then you're on the floor.
You don't taste any. It's all pure. It's like drinking rocket fuel, isn't it?
It's like drinking a great fucking drink that's hard as shit. Tastes like fucking apple juice.
I think your grandmother's trying to give you a roofie. We had kamikaze night my freshman year at Gannett Hall, University of Maine. Kamikazes. They had a cooler that, like you see on the sidelines of college football games, and my RA was up there, Jim Hussey, linebacker from Queens, crazy motherfucker. He's up there like they called it the Jim Jones party, Jonestown Massacre. That was the name of the party. It had just happened a few years prior. He's up there with a ladle. We would go up with Dixie cups, ice cold. They had a ton of ice in it, and you're like, oh, this. I can't even taste anything. Cut to me. Not even 40 minutes after the party started, I'm chasing a girl up the stairs in Gannett Hall. She gets away from me. I end up throwing up behind a door. And then we found this kid that lived across from me in my dorm in between two parked cars the next morning laying in a puddle. Luckily, face up. He's in his winter coat. It's like marinating like gravy. But it was so funny. My RA comes down the hallway banging on the fucking doors, waking us up to see who was,
dead.
Like at 8 in the morning, he's banging on, laughing his ass off. He was probably drinking like water. Worst hangover. I actually did get a girl, I can't mention her, but she's actually from my hometown, and she went to the University of Maine. And I remember trying to get silly with her. And she wasn't having none of it. And thank God for me. But,
You'd have puked all over her.
Yeah, I could have.
I had back in my school. There's when I went to Binghamton, there's a frat who lost their frat license or chaptership because they pissed in the jungle juice.
Well, it's not jungle juice unless somebody pisses in it. Am I right? That's what jungle juice is.
I found 4 kids face down on the floor in front of my door. I don't know why they came to me.
I don't either. They probably wanted to fuck a young child.
2 of them were from my high school.
Here's the kids. They had you down naked.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay.
They were filming it.
No. We'll do it live.
I'm glad I kept my door locked.
All right, that's enough out of you, Moonshine Sally. I can't wait to hear about the vacation when you get back. Anyways, Mr. Ohr, you should be ashamed of yourself. Let's go to Thomas. The poor guy's been on the line for a quiet, but I wanted to get to a topic that he wanted to talk about. How you doing, Thomas? Thanks for holding, pal.
Hey, what's up, man? No, I'm good. I was just listening to the show. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, the whole thing with Bruce Ohr and all of the collusion and everything like that. And you say if the Republicans get their stuff together, this will, be the bombshell.
Yeah.
Well, they already have the information because if you understand with the National Security Agency, the NSA,
yep.
Trump, all he has to do, just like asshole Obama and Hillary and them doing the going through the FISA court to get to spy on Trump. They have everything from text messages to call, everything with Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. They're getting all this stuff through the NSA too. So they have nowhere to fucking run. They have nowhere to fucking hide. I believe, I've been researching this really hard, that Trump is just playing a cat and mouse game with these people. They're squirming, they're cornered, and they don't know what the fuck to do. He has everything on everybody through the NSA and through the military. It's lights out for the Dems. There's no fucking blue wave. It's a red wave all day, baby.
Well, let me ask you this, Thomas. And you're probably right. He's running circles around these people. They've been so ensconced in that little D.C. bubble, they forgot how dumb they've gotten. And don't you think he should hold this shit, not for the midterms, till he runs again, and drop the bomb, prior to the big election when he runs for re-election?
Right, yeah. I mean, no matter what, if he does drop it before or after, they already know what he's going to do. They're panicking. They're losing their Senate spot. They're fucking scared, man. It's very apparent to me. There's going to be arrests. This is everything they're doing is criminal.
Yeah, but
criminal,
hold
Nick.
on.
This isn't like
no, I know. Hold on, Thomas. But who's going to arrest the fucking cops? Who's going to arrest fucking Mueller and Comey?
Right.
Who's going to?
Right. They're going to have to. It's going to be military arrests.
Oh Jesus!
They're going to have to do this through. Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, we're already. I don't think a lot of people know, but like I said, I'm a journalist on this stuff. I tweet you sometimes.
Okay.
But I'm saying that. Yeah, they're going to have military tribunal trials, military tribunals. This won't be federal court cases because the federal courts are so fucking corrupt, just like the police department, all of this stuff, the FBI, all of it is so corrupt that they're going to have to do this military style, hence Trump being so close to the military. That's why he has Mad Dog Madison. He's always with the Marines all the time. This is going to go down. This isn't a conspiracy. He's, like I said, playing cat and mouse with these guys.
Well, boy.
I know that's crazy.
No, it isn't.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, that's the only way. I really do. It sounds like a third world banana republic.
Correct.
But you know what? I don't give a shit. These guys have to be held accountable. And if you have to bring the military in, Trump is the commander-in-chief. So, I mean, he could. How about this, Thomas? Let me ask you a question, because a lot of people are saying Trump has the power right now to declassify a lot of this shit. But what you're saying is he's sitting on this for the right time, right?
He's sitting on this to basically, because he's a troll,
Yes, he is.
He's the greatest president of all time.
Yes,
he's an asshole. He really is. I'm a huge Trump supporter. I'm not a Republican or Democrat.
Right.
I'm a fucking Trump guy all the way.
There you go.
So he's watching them swarm. He fucking loves it. He hates these people, Nick. He fucking hates Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters and her low fucking IQ. He hates these people. They're stupid. And he's watching them swarm, and he's loving it. He's fucking loving it. So just be ready.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I'm just saying that it's going to happen, and I guarantee it's going to happen probably by the end of this year. He's going to do it, I believe, in 2018.
All right.
It's going to be very quick, and yeah.
Very good, Thomas. Great call, man. And I hope you're right on all of this, man.
I am. Can I say one more thing, Nick?
Real quick.
Did you see what Aaron Rodgers said?
And no, I haven't.
He's basically saying he wants the players to take the power away from Trump for this whole kneeling shit. Nick, I'm so fucking done with the NFL. It's going to be college for me, and what's sad, and this is my last mark, what's sad is they're going to come after the NCAA next. They're going to fucking emasculate it with these fucking guy cheerleaders and spandex and shit. And it's sad, man. sports are going down the fucking tubes.
Well,
and that's my last point.
All right. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it, man. Great call, by the way. As far as going after the NCAA, I mean, they should go after the NCAA itself, which is it's another form of government, actually. They already have male cheerleaders in college football, so I don't know. That doesn't fucking bother me. But, yeah, it's about emasculation. It's about anything that has a whiff of testosterone that made this country great, competition, all that. I mean, if I hear one more adult use the term bullying, I don't mind when kids say bullying. When I hear adults, like a congressman going, Trump's a bully, you fucking puss. Grow a set. But that's interesting. I wanted to ask Thomas, he probably wouldn't reveal what, he said he was a journalist, did he not? I wanted to know the publication. I really hope what he said is fucking true. But I used to walk by my buddy Dean Abadella. He's a good guy. He's actually stand-up and stuff. But there was a couple times he couldn't even look me in the eye. I go, where's the collusion? After like 6 months, then 10 months, then 11, then 14. I'd walk by, he's doing his radio show. He'd see me coming. But that's what it feels like. Trump has all the ammunition he needs, and that guy may or may not be right. Who knows? 833-599-6425. I've been holding a piss for a half hour now. Let's go to our country where all hell's breaking loose. You think cops have an easy job? Let's take a look at this footage. This cop, I call it. Just. This is somewhere in Florida. I got so depressed looking at it. I was guessing Ocala, somewhere in Central Florida. It mentioned the county. Can you guys read it? I didn't have. I was reading the article. I couldn't read. It was in such a small font. It doesn't matter. But this is America in 2018. But just next time you people who hate cops or shit on cops, look what they have to fucking deal with. First of all, you might as well be in Venezuela, but look what this Florida cop...
All I gotta do is figure out what happened. If nothing happened, I'm gonna leave. Okay?
No, you've been doing all these things in my baby's business. You better be quiet, amigo.
You're not gonna tell me to be quiet for the reason I'm here. Okay. Hey. Don't you fucking move. Get on the ground now! Don't move! Chill. Get your arms behind your back now.
Watch the guy on the left. Look at the teeth on the guy on the left.
Hey, put your arms behind your back, man. I don't want to hurt you. Hey, amigo. Put your arms behind your back, man. Hey, mira. Let go of the taser.
Now the guy's grabbing his taser.
Mira, let go of my fucking taser. You're going to get shot. Let go of the fucking taser now. Let go of the fucking taser.
I wanna die.
Let go of the taser.
I wanna die in front of my.
No.
In front of my.
Let go of the fucking taser.
In front of my what?
Put your fucking hands behind your back now. I ain't with you no more. Stop. Hey, stop. All right, stop. Hey, stop. Stop! Stay down! Stop! Keep your ass down there! Stop!
I don't know. Are we vetting people? Okay, how'd you like to be that cop? It says local authorities cleared him or whatever, but you know what that was? That was suicide by cop. But you know who I feel the worst? You hear the kids crying and the wife watching all this shit. They're ruined. The kids are ruined forever. And the cycle fucking continues. But what's the cop supposed to do? The guy's grabbing his fucking taser. So the next time you poo-poo on cops and fucking put yourself... And they're in that position almost every day around the clock probably. I mean, what a fucking third world shithole some parts of this country has turned into. But those kids are fucking ruined. I feel bad for the woman. But the other guy's attacking the woman right in front of him. The cop's trying to protect the woman. And then did you see that guy's teeth when he came out the car? What was that? But people so quick to judge the cops, and they deal with life and death shit like this all the time. So once or twice a year, when they do the wrong thing and make the wrong decision, cut them some fucking slack. But what a hellhole. And I'm looking at this going, that was suicide by cop, and I can see why. You see the squalor conditions, and it just looks like a miserable existence. But, I mean, what's the cop supposed to do there? I'm glad he was cleared by local authorities. I'm sure it'll get kicked up to another level. He'll be judged, however it works. But I thought that was some enthralling video. What, Rock? You're not laughing at that, are you, Rock? Please tell me.
Look at the screen.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, look at the guy on the left with an... What? He's the one who ended up getting shot, right?
Yeah.
He grabbed the guy's taser. But look at that guy. Right out of the fucking bushes of Borneo. Imagine you're a kid on Halloween, you're knocking on his door. But it just breaks my heart that there were kids involved witnessing that. And I wonder how their lives are going to go. Anyways, God bless the cops. That's all I got to say. Jesus. H. Christ. This happened a couple days ago. I didn't get to it. By the way, 833-599-6425. Headline: Tourist dies after being punched in the head in Queens. A tourist from Florida died after he was attacked in Queens over the weekend. Boca Raton resident Saber Zabo, 35, succumbed to injuries he suffered during an assault in Long Island City, where I used to live. That's like Astoria, early Sunday. I call this incident living while, driving while black. This is living while white. That's all it. This is, Zabo was in town for his stepsister's wedding, was leaving his brother's LIC hotel, and looking for the ride he had called. He was knocking on car windows to see which one was his ride. That's when an unidentified man got out of one of the cars that Zabo had knocked on and punched the tourist in the head. Play the clip. I don't even know if they show the punch, but we have what the guy looks like. Do you guys, if you don't have it, I sent it like yesterday.
We got it.
You still got it? This is the guy right there. Freeze it. Oh. See if we can open it up again.
Pull it back.
Yeah, pull it back. There he is. I mean, looks like everybody in New York. But get a good look at him. I don't know if they've caught him yet. But that's a good reason to kill somebody because they knocked on your car window thinking you might have been an Uber or whatever. And that's a good reason to sucker punch somebody, huh?
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Anyways, I'm pointing this out because this story will go away after today or tomorrow. But if the races were reversed, Chuck Todd would be interviewing the family of the victim. This story will last 24 hours because it happens so much. I'm trying to put the way the media reports crime as far as race goes.
So, Nick, I think
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, fella. Hold on a second. All right? Let's get a feeling for the show. All right. I'm trying to put in perspective how the media report. They cherry-pick stories to create a narrative. Every time there's a white suspect and a black victim, that'll get played for a week, and they cherry-pick those stories. And even the New York Post, which is supposed to be right-wing, does this too, except for here. But they cherry-pick stories every time a white cop shoots a black guy, and there's black on white crime all the time. So much so it's not even considered news. But if you reported shit like this and gave it equal coverage, it would put into perspective that it's just not evil white cops and evil white crimes against black. It would put it into perspective. But like I said, this story will go away in a second. Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
We have the follow-up. Wake Forest basketball coach charged in deadly Queens attack on tourist.
It's
up on screen right now.
Oh, my God. Are you shitting?
It's on the same page. A link to it.
Well, I was busy preparing that banana bread for you guys. Well, I did this yesterday. This is an update. Oh, was it on the... So, look, can we... What's his name?
Jamil Jones?
He's an assistant coach. This came out today?
Yeah, today.
An hour and a half ago.
Can you guys read it? Blow it up or whatever?
Yeah, so Jamil Jones, an assistant basketball coach at the ACC basketball program, allegedly slugged Boca Raton resident Sabor Sazabo in the head early Sunday morning after Sazabo was apparently drunk and banging in cars in Long Island City, according to law enforcement sources.
Okay, you see how the story's changed? Now, it said he was knocking on windows to see which one his ride was. This says he was drunk and banging on cars. Okay? These little distinctions. I don't know who's right, but I'm just saying we can't have... I don't want to give my take on it because I'll be... But, I'd like to know who wrote this.
It's from the same newspaper.
No, I understand.
They changed it.
And they changed it, the narrative. So now he was drunk and I'm sure he was aggressively banged. Anyways, is it still a reason to sucker punch somebody? So, local resident came outside in the ruckus and Szabo punched that person A local resident came outside amid the ruckus and Szabo punched that person in the face, according to sources. Again, I hate when they do that too. Mention the fucking source. Jones then slugged 35-year-old Szabo in the head, causing him to fall to the ground, hit his head on the pavement, later died. Jones went to the 140 precinct along with his lawyer. A representative for Wake Forest University did not immediately return a request for comment. A medical examiner's report will determine whether the punch led to Szabo's death. Well, let me save you the work, you dumb fuck. If nobody punched him, he wouldn't have fallen and banged his head. Is that what we're going to do now? We're going to split legal hairs? Well, actually, when his head hit the ground, that's what killed him. Okay, what caused his head hit the ground? The punch. The guy should do fucking hard time. Another violent fucking... Unbelievable. Not buying it. Who wrote that article? Because the original one was David K. Lee, L.I.
Larry Celona.
Larry Celona. I'll have to Google him. Either way, I mean, taking a guy's life, I mean, are you kidding me? Why didn't we hear in that article from the person, that Szabo allegedly punched in the face? Can't get a name there or whatever? Let's go on to some more violence, shall we? Police chief's son arrested in brutal attack on elderly Sikh man. I don't think this is the same story that I reported on a couple days ago. Remember there was a Sikh putting a sign up for a GOP candidate in a town in California. I don't think this is a separate attack.
Still in California.
No, I know, but it doesn't mention anything about the Sikh. I think this is a separate attack, by the way. An 18-year-old son of a police chief in California's Bay Area was arrested Wednesday in connection with an attack on a 71-year-old Sikh man who I told you, I love these guys. They're the hardest working. Sure, there's good and bad in everybody. I'm just saying. That San Francisco Chronicle reported that Tyrone Keith McAllister, son of Union City Police Chief Daryl McAllister, was booked on one count of attempted robbery, elder abuse, and assault with a deadly weapon. Police said one of the two suspects seen in surveillance video may have waved a gun. Let's play the clip. This guy's 71 years old they're picking on, a Sikh. Kicks him in the fucking leg. What a piece of garbage. Look, the old man gets up, actually. Okay? This is the police chief. By the way, the police chief, the son is estranged, and the parents are embarrassed at this one and said all the right things, and I believe them, actually. Okay, this isn't enough, though. Oh, guys, this should be more. Should be a little. Yeah, there you go. Okay? There you go. There you go.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Well, him specifically. Authorities reportedly are working to determine if the assault was a hate crime. Again, let me save you the fucking work. No, it was an act of love. What, he has to mention, Sikh or turban? Is that how it works? That silly You don't think there was any hate in his fucking heart?
what makes it different if it's a hate crime or not? You still beat the shit out of a dude. Like, why is there an additional charge for?
Well,
it being
yes, they can. It's more severe if they bring it under the hate. And again, that legislation was created basically for white males. Anytime they hit a minority or fucking, that's why it was created. Bill Clinton's fucking administration was behind this. The problem with it, they have to get in your hearts and minds. What was in your heart and mind when you fucking did what you did? You don't have to be a detective there to fucking... Again, if that's a white guy kicking a Sikh or kicking a black person or an Asian, it's automatic. They don't even think about it. But we have to mull this one around. Maybe he was just kidding. He was trying to give him a Charlie horse. Maybe they're good friends. Give me a fucking break, man. What a punk. And I feel bad for the police chief because he sounds like the police chief said he and his wife work with Mantisa Police Department to track down and arrest their son. He was arrested 10 a.m. Wednesday. The police chief expressed deep concern for the victim and the victim's family, and I believe it. The report said his son apparently had been estranged from the family. Chief McAllister took to the police department's Facebook page to condemn the attack and said violence and hatred is not what we have taught our children, and tolerance for others is not even in our vocabulary, let alone our value. And I believe him. He's a police chief and has been working his whole life probably to stop shit like this. But I love how we have to mull this around. Not sure it's a hate crime and I told you I like the Sikhs. I moved to New York like in 1990. Every cab I get into is a Sikh. And they talk to you. They're personable. They're working 18-hour days. They run boat day. Again, I'm sure there's some bad apples. As Trump said, I'm sure some of them are rapists, but some of them are good people. But what punks? Picking on a 71-year-old. Real fucking balls. As Tony Soprano said to Janice, a lot of balls. Hope the guy's all right. And I think that's separate, guys, from the story. It's different because a couple days ago I did a story where a Sikh was putting up a GOP congressman sign. And some punks pulled over in a truck, and they try to blame that on white supremacists and whatnot, which it might have been, might not have been. They left the Celtic cross, which you usually don't tip people off to your crime. But Mr. Singh, I'm guessing your name? Every Sikh I got in, his name was Singh. Nick, that's horrible. Oh, it's true. Anyways, the point being, if you start making this national news and blowing up these stories like you do when the suspect is white and the victim is a minority, if you reported them all, it'd be a 180 on race crimes in this country, and people would get in perspective. Hey, maybe the cops do have a tough job. Maybe Whitey should be a little scared when he's in downtown Atlanta at 1:00 a.m. Oh, look. Ah. Oh, my God. Anybody wear contacts out there? Because they seem like a real pain in the ass. People still wear contacts. Go ahead. Right.
LASIX.
Yes, LASIX. I know a few people have done that, and they look like the guy at the beginning of Kung Fu now, when the bald guy with white eyes. But LASIX can fix either near or farsighted, both. My wife's friend had it done, and she couldn't see for both fucking month. But I got to get something done. I can't. Between the receding hair and the glasses, I'll be in my late hundreds in a few weeks. Finally tonight, I'll report on this because it's the patrons, and they deserve this. New York City women is the headline. Stop sending us penis pics. That's what they're saying to guys, and it's a matter of no fun.
Don't send a dick pic. Try asking her on a date. An unsolicited dick pic is never appropriate. Be a gentleman and treat her like a lady. Remember, she's a human, not your internet plaything.
I don't know. I mean, guys are literally throwing their pricks at you. Is that the worst thing that could happen to you? I mean, where are the vag pics? Did that happen? If I'm a girl and I get one of these, and it really is wrong, fellas. It's really pretty fucking sick. But if I was a girl that got one of these, I'd send back a vag pic. Not on my own vag. I'd go in a medical book and find ones with diseases and herpes and shit. Just to shut down the fucking conversation right there. Here's my snatch, Bob. Take a look. Looks like somebody kicked in a pumpkin. Scares me. In June, Nina, a 36-year-old bachelorette, matched with an eligible bachelor on Bumble. Well, for Christ's sake, it's called Bumble, so how's it going to turn out right? That should be the vagina site. On paper, he was perfect. Tall and handsome with a good job. And they had great, friendly, flirty banter on the app. But just as they were about to set a date to meet in person, he sent her a photo of his erect penis.
That boy is a P-I-G pig.
For New York City women, receiving unsolicited explicit pics from men isn't all too common. I'm sure it's not just happening in New York City, people. Fucking people who live in New York think nothing happens outside of New York City. I'm sure it's happening all over the world. Last year, the Post reported on how it's become it's common for perverts to digitally flash women on the subway. Boy, I wish I could have done all this stuff when I was younger. When I wanted to send a dick pic to a woman, this is in the 80s. I had to go down to the Times Square, find one of those guys that does sketches, characters, sit in a chair and, nude while people watched. And I used to say, put a Mets helmet on it. She likes the Mets, and have it fishing. They digitally flash women using an app, airdrop app. Even I know how to use that. It shouldn't be a normal occurrence, but it's unfortunately, said Pauline, a 28-year-old dog walker. Well, you're lucky you're walking dogs for a living. You're lucky anybody's sending you a dick pic. Here's a picture of a Great Dane's balls. She says she gets sent graphic pictures on Instagram and Snapchat weekly. As a result, she has had to put spam filters on her social media page so she doesn't receive messages from people she is not connected with. Guys may get off on that, she says. Showing, this to him. Pauline didn't disclose her last name because she walks dogs for a living. Gracie Lands, a New York marriage and family therapist, says that sending penis pics is a way for men to violate women. Now you're going too far. Are you really? You're gonna have post-stress, what is it? PSDS?
Post-traumatic stress
Thank
syndrome?
you. Post-traumatic stress disorder because you saw a picture of a schlong. Get over it. But it is a violation. But of course the therapist says it's not about sex. It's about dominance, using an unfair advantage to get one up over someone in a vulnerable position. What kind of position? You want gender equality. Send a picture of your vagina right back or somebody else's. That's very scary. And you want to play with the big boys, don't you? But I do. Seriously, I disagree with any guy who does. What the? I can see, but here's what they don't have. I want to know how many women look at a guy, says a night has a great dick, and goes, I don't give a shit. I want to meet this guy. He's a dentist from Thornwood. Huh? Do you guys, this is your generation.
Even I have received a dick pic.
Father Murphy, I'm guessing at.
Just random ones.
But do you think that happens? There's got to be some girls. They didn't take a poll here. They go, this guy's got a beautiful cock. And he works at Yonkers at the Audi. He's the day manager at Audi.
I know one.
Girl that responded to a dick pic?
Positively, yes.
I want to hear this story right now.
I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, I knew her in college. She was telling us about how she got this great dick pic, and she was like, wow, this guy lives like fucking 4 hours away, but that's a great dick. I'm driving over there.
Wow. Now, she was like, what, 5'4", 680 pounds? No.
No.
Was she decent looking?
Yeah.
This is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So I kind of admire her being honest.
It was huge. Huge.
Okay, so she's a fucking size queen. First of all, how does she know it's his dick? She gets there, and it's an 80-year-old janitor from Buffalo.
Funny story about that. It did pull out. They did anal. It pulled it out.
Pulled what out?
It protracted her anus. It was so big.
This girl sounds like she would respond to fucking horse cock pics. Let's be honest.
That's probably how big it was.
4 hours. 4 hours away she drove. I'm guessing that's not the only pic. I mean, she saw that, and then he sent it. Did she know what he looked like?
I don't
That's
know more
the
than that.
question. All right.
Probably.
I'm getting uncomfortable with this, personally. Anyways, that's driving my wife nuts every time I do that. I got to go, folks. It's enough of this. Hour and 11, one-man show. Good call by Thomas, by the way. I hope he's... That really intrigued me, whether Trump's playing with these guys, which I think he is. He's that much smarter than anybody in D.C. As far as dick pics, I'm going to go take one right now, and I don't know. What am I going to do with it?
Send it to me?
Oh, boy, I'm glad you're going on vacation. You're really creeping me out, Ryan. Anyways, that is it, kids. Another week, 1 month for the show, and people are signing up after the show. Spread the goddamn word, and thank Patreon for providing this service. And I couldn't be happier. Well, I could. I could be playing to, Madison Square Garden like my buddy Louie. And let's be honest, I could be a lot fucking happier. I think you just saw through that lie, did you not? But that is it for the week. And you guys, again, thank you for your support. The show's been a hit since it took off a month ago. And remember this. You think it. I'll say it. I'll take the heat. You're welcome. We'll see you on Monday. All right.
Well, we're moving on now. Moving on to the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on now. Moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill.